What's up, YouTube? I'm at a construction site. See a big old crane right there. He's unloading me. Got all this pipe on there. So to see it is raining. Nasty. Big Duke power plant they're building. It's a mess. What's up, YouTube? Trucker Rob here. I'm at the house. Got unloaded in the pouring rain, mud, and everything else yesterday at that job site. And I was about 35 miles from the house, so I just come on home, took me a shower, and got me a good night's sleep. I gotta take the rest of the week off gotta go get my truck serviced and get an inspection and everything. So I just thought I'd take a few days off. But yeah, like I was at that shipper the other day, that load of pipe. I mean, I was there for, it took 6 hours to load that pipe. Yeah, it paid $3 a mile, and I got $200 more for detention because I had to give them 2 hours. But the other 4 I got paid $50 an hour for, so something's better than nothing, I guess. But yeah, I mean, what are y'all thoughts on detention? And I just, and I sat there all night till the next morning to get loading. So it's you're gonna have days like that. Just face it, be prepared for it. Because did it irritate me? No, it didn't irritate me because I knew the load did pay good. If it's $3 a mile, take it. That's pretty good. I mean, could it be better? Yeah. I mean, but it was only 660 miles, trip. So I come out pretty good on it. $2,300. That ain't bad. But I sat up there in the snow, up there in Michigan, and it was just, it was a mess. And then I had to fight the snow all the way down through, West Virginia, Ohio, into the Carolinas here. It rained, sleet, snowed. You got to go where nobody wants to go to get good freight. I mean, that's just, the bottom line. A lot of drivers don't like the snow, but, me, I've run in it for years, and I've taught my, trainees how to drive in the snow. That's one key thing that you need to know. Just take your time, don't be in a hurry, and you'll get it there. I mean, as much as that's what I do. I mean, I just, I don't get in no big hurry. I drove down. I didn't get out of there till 3 o'clock after I got strapped and tarped and everything, So I drove down to West Virginia line, stopped, took my 10-hour break, got up the next morning, and I had it over there at 12 o'clock yesterday. Of course, they went to lunch, so I had to wait till after I didn't get home at 4:30. So, that's trucking, As anybody wants to say, they don't want to hear that, or, you're going to hear it, because that is the bottom line, It's the dirty, dirty truth about trucking, y'all. I mean, people they don't want to tell you what a real trucker goes through every day, breakdowns. I was watching a driver a while ago on YouTube, and he was saying that his truck wouldn't go but 55 mile an hour all the way down. He was headed to Alabama. His truck derated, that's problems that we run into out here. Can you have a good day? Yeah, you can have some good days, and you can have some very bad days. Just try not to have a bad day every day. And can you make money out here being a lease operator? Yeah, I make money all the time. But you have to be willing to leave on Sunday, and go deliver Monday morning, first thing. Because that first payment, that first load you haul is going to pay for your truck, trailer, and all your insurances and everything else. So the rest of the week, it's all, all that money goes to you. And that's what that's how you have to do it. Can you take, Friday and Saturday off? Yeah. I'm home most Fridays and Saturdays. I don't, unless I got a good load. If there's a good load, I'm going to run all weekend. I don't care. I don't have to come home. I can run all week and all weekend, As long as my 70-hour clock's good, I'm good, But I think trucking's got a lot more, I don't want to say candy-ass, but that's what comes to mind, because a lot of these drivers, they tell their dispatcher or whatever, I don't want to go up there, I don't want to do that, I don't want to do this, find me a load going down south or blah 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 blah. Let's face it, folks, I have a lot of overhead, so I have to take loads that nobody else wants, and I try to get good rates per mile, because it costs me to run every mile. And people out here in the real world, they're saying, well, what are you making? What are you doing? I'm making, some loads pay $2, some pay $3. I'm making, all miles probably, $2.50, and that on average, that's the goal. You're not gonna make a killing out here, because these brokers, all they want to do is make the money, and they want you to do all the dirty work. And flatbedding's dirty work, Yeah, some loads you can stay clean, but most of the time you got to strap, tarp, and once you tarp, you're dirty, because the tarps are dirty. So it's the dirty truth, you're just going. I was in, ankle deep mud yesterday in the pouring rain, getting unloaded by a crane. And I was standing out there in it. It's just, it was a construction site. All construction sites are, unless it's dead of summer and there ain't been no rain, they're muddy as hell. Let's face it. But I don't know. Y'all just hang in there and do what you can do. That's all I can say. Just take the loads nobody else wants. It might put you in a good area to get another good load. That's why I go where I go. That's why I stay in that freight lane, because I know I can get something good coming out of there, coming back toward the house. I've done it, all year, so I know, And yeah, does it have slow times? Yeah, it does. So I'll go somewhere else, And I'll pick another lane. You have to know your freight lanes, folks, and you got to know what's up there to bring back. I could have hauled steel back. I could have hauled all kinds of coils back down here. I could have hauled anything, but the broker got me that load. I took it. That's the way it is. I snatched it up before anybody else could, because I know some of these big flatbed companies would have, they would have jerked my arm off. So, my advice to the lease operator is, and these flatbedders that are trying to come in here, and y'all want to be flatbedders, work for a company for a couple years and find those good freight lanes and try to stay in them, because let's face it, you have to make decent money to run a truck. It costs me, so I have to look after. I can't pull cheap freight. I got to sit at the house. I'm not going to pull cheap freight. I refuse to. My brokers, they know. Don't even call me if freight's $1.10 and you want me to pull it on flatbed and tarp it and all that crap. No, that's not going to happen. I'm not going to do that. So I will sit at the house. If I got to sit at the house today and tomorrow and Saturday and then leave out Sunday morning, that's what I want to do. Just because it's Sunday don't mean you have to be at home. Okay? I understand if you go to church or whatever, that's fine. But if you are in the trucking industry and you're out here to make money, then you need to leave Sunday morning. That's the way I do it. Because Sunday morning, you can drive up to Ohio or whatever and offload Monday morning, first thing, and get you another load coming back. So you can deliver, and then you can drive all day Monday and get back down here and deliver Tuesday morning. So already Tuesday morning, you already got 2 loads already. I would have had 3 loads, but that load kept me there for 24 hours, so I lost a day. And I might have lost a little bit of money on the deal, but for $2,300, I was already there, so I wasn't like I was like I had to bounce 500 miles to go get it. I was already there, so I just spent the night in their parking lot, and I didn't have to start my clock or anything. And they started loading me the next day, but it took 6 hours. So, they paid me for my time, and a lot of brokers won't pay you for your time. You'll run into that a lot. Just like when I offloaded, it took about 4 hours. I didn't get paid for that. I didn't even call the broker and bitch about it. Just swallow it, Just know you got screwed, okay? It is what it is. That big giant crane had to pick up piece by piece off my trailer, and it takes a long time for those guys to strap it up and get it all ready for the crane to pick it up. And each one it takes 15-20 minutes to move one piece with a crane. So that's why them cranes charge by the hour, because they're making money. They don't care if they sit in that crane all day, they're making money. And so I'm gonna show you a clip of the crane and everything, but you just have to know what it costs to run your truck. Okay, first off, per day or per mile, whatever you want, what it costs. I go get, I try to look for fuel the cheapest place, Marathon's whatever, $2.76, was up in Ohio. I filled my tanks up, and I topped them off, and I didn't fill up. I come back down here, I brought it on to the house, and I still had a quarter tank. So, and I had a light load. That load wasn't about 30,000 pounds, so it helped me out. It saved me a little bit of fuel, pulling West Virginia mountains. It didn't. I passed everybody because, they was pulling 48,000 pounds and I had 30,000. So, it helped me out a whole lot. So I knew that the load was going to sort of help me out on the fuel side. So I didn't really bitch about it, Does it aggravate me that you got to stay at shippers and consignees way too long? Yeah, it does, because 90% of the time you don't get paid for it. I don't care if it's all night, 10 hours, 6 hours, 4 hours. You got to give them the first 2, and most of the places is 3 now. 3 hours you got to give them, and then after that you can get detention, but you're only going to get detention if they pay it, So, but which mine did. My broker that broker up there called me, and I told him the situation, and he asked what was taking so long. But they were loading one piece at a time. That piece of pipes, they had to pick them up with the inside crane and put them on my trailer and place them in the right spot, and then unstrap them and go do the next one. And that's, it's time consuming. So, the best thing, and I told him, I said, it's, you got to give me something for my time, So he shot me over $200, which I'm grateful for, because I could have walked out of there with nothing, and that's the dirty, dirty truth, folks. I mean, people don't realize it out here, but it might cost you more to run your truck than it costs me. It might cost me more than it costs you. Everybody's truck's different, but the freight stays the same. The freight volume and the freight, you got to place your truck in the right lanes for what you are doing. Van, reefer, flatbed, oversized, whatever you're doing, you have to go in them lanes. And sometimes those lanes are full of snow, packed roads. You seen the roads I was on the other day. It's no, it's nothing to brag about. It's just, you got to do it to make money. I got about $4,300 to the truck so far. And it's Thursday. I like to make as much as I can per week to my truck. I've had some weeks where I made $8,000. Some weeks I made $10,000 to the truck. During the summertime. You ain't gonna make that in the winter. Let's face it, it's wintertime, flatbedding sucks. But it is what it is. And if you take everything to heart, it's gonna eat you up inside. So shit happens out here. Just put your bumper sticker on the back of your DOT bumper and say shit happens, because it's gonna happen to you out here. You might run 6 months and nothing happens to you. You not have a blowout. You might not have no engine problems. You might just be clicking it good, and then all of a sudden, bam, it hits you. You have 5 days or 3 days of nothing but crap. You ain't even getting paid. You're broke down. You're getting yourself all worked up over nothing. That's gonna happen. So prepare yourself for that. Put some money away a little bit, for that. So if you do have to stay in a hotel room or whatever, you got the money to do that. Why do you think I'm at home? I don't, I could be running today, but I decided to take the rest of the week off. I left Sunday morning. So, I did what I wanted to do. And like I told you in my last videos, home time is important to me. So, I ain't out here trying to run my truck into the ground. I'm just trying to pay the truck payment, pay the trailer payment, pay all my stuff for my truck. My truck's got to make a little money. I got to go get it inspected. I got to go get a PM done on it. That's going to cost me $400 or $500. It's just that's the way it is, folks. You have to set yourself up for success. If you want to be successful in the trucking industry, you can do that with 1 truck or 12 trucks. But you have to be willing to do what nobody else wants to do. I lost money this week, but I'll get it back next week. That's the way I look at it. I don't let it bother me. Don't let it bother, the little things bother you in trucking, because it will eat you up. It will spit you out. So just don't, just know it's going to happen. That's the main thing. Y'all let it, it's going to happen. So just face it, and if you face it head on, you'll be better prepared to deal with it when it does happen, and that's the way that I look at it. Is it the right way to look at it? I don't know. It's just my way of looking at it. I can't speak for everybody. I can just tell you about my experiences in the flatbed industry, because I've been in it a while, and I know where I need to put my truck or place my truck to make money. can I take loads to Florida or whatever? Yeah, I can, but there ain't nothing coming out of Florida. I got to go up to Michigan, up in the snow. I got to go play in the snow during the wintertime, And I sit at the house a lot during the winter. But you bet your bottom dollar, come springtime, when flatbed season starts up and everything starts hauling good, I'm out there. I don't have to come home. I'm out there to make money. Game on. I'm wide open. I'm delivering a load every day. That's the whole key to flatbedding, is to deliver a load every day. If you can deliver 5-6 loads a week, you're doing good. Keep up the good work, because you're making money. Even with a company, even as a company driver, you have to deliver 5-6 loads a week. And you'll notice your paycheck getting bigger and bigger, because it pays. I've done it. I worked for companies for years, flatbed. I was one of their top 10 drivers, so I know how to run a flatbed operation. And am I the best at it? No, I'm not the best at it. I'm not claiming to be the best flatbedder out there, because I'm not. I just know from experience of what to do and what not to do. Do I fuck up all the time? Yeah, I don't fuck up all the time, but I fucked up plenty of times. But I admit to my fuck ups. You have to be able to own it. And like I told you before, if you like and subscribe to my channel, I'm gonna tell you the dirty truth about trucking, especially the flatbed portion of trucking, And I can touch on van and everything else, because I've done RGN, I've done oversized, I've done van. They're all the same, actually. I haven't never pulled reefer, but my dad had. I got a lot of experience from him on reefer, because he loved pulling reefer. You got to find your niche. Whatever makes you happy to do, you do that. It'll make you feel better. If you want to pull reefer, pull reefer. If you want to pull van, pull dry van. If you want a flatbed, be a flatbedder. Like me. That's what I do. I love pulling my flatbed. I love it. And I got a lot of friends that say, well, they pull vans, and they say, why don't you just pull a van? All you gotta do is open 2 doors and back up to the dock and get loaded. Yeah, I've done that, and it wasn't for me. It wasn't. I like getting out of the seat and getting hands on with my load, strapping it down and making it look good, tarping it, making it look like a Christmas present. I enjoy that. That makes me happy. So, and I got to do whatever makes me happy. Will it make the next man happy? No, probably not. Because I'm not one of these guys. I take pride in my work, and I suggest y'all do the same. Don't go down the road with your tarps flapping and in the wind, and because all you're going to do is tear them up. And tarps, let's face it, they're expensive. You can't afford to buy tarps every week, especially in the wintertime when you're not making no money. So I take care of my tarps, and I try to keep them in good shape, and I try to keep the loads as nice as I can get it, and take it to where it needs to go, because when you arrive to that consignee, they see, dang, he takes pride in his stuff. If you got a nice clean truck and your tarp looks good going down the road, people notice that, whether you want to face it or not. And I've rode beside a president of a company before. I didn't know it at the time, but he was riding down the highway taking pictures of my load, how pretty it was tarped and everything. And he called me that afternoon and wanted me to haul his freight for him. because he knew that I would take care of his load. And I was like, and I didn't even know, what he was talking about. But he said he had seen me rolling down the highway, and he wanted to know how much I charged to start hauling his freight. And that's everybody's watching, whether they want to admit it or not. Everybody's watching you, So, I was down at Newcourt the other day, and a guy, I was out there strapping and tarping my load Sunday, and the guy pulled up beside me in a Montgomery truck, and he was new. He didn't know nothing. They sent him down there to get a load of steel. He had never hauled a load of steel in his life, and they wanted him to strap it down, tarp it, and they supposed to send him. He told me that they supposed to send him a video on how to do that, show him the way to do it. But he said, I'm gonna look at your load and I'm gonna go by your load, because his load was close. It was close to the same load I had. So he seen where I had all my straps placed and how I did my tarp and everything, and he mocked me, which made me feel good, because I was like, well, look at this rookie. He's, and I tried to help him, give him some pointers and everything before I left, but I had to go. I had 11 hours to drive up to Mount Perry, Ohio, so I couldn't sit there for 2 hours or an hour to help him strap and tarp, but I did let him take some pictures and stuff of my load so he wouldn't be lost. And y'all got to help one another, fellas. I mean, that's the, let's face it, you got to help your fellow trucker, but nobody wants to do that. And it's not gonna, I had a buddy call me the other day. We rode down together, as he was in Van Wert up there, and I met up with him at the 99 at the marathon in Ohio off 75, and we got fuel and we come on down the hill. But he was telling me when he was getting loaded, this Warner driver lady pulls up and walks up to his door and asks him, hey, how do we get into this dock? And he said, well, you go down the road, you turn around, and you come back in here and you cut it in, and pull in beside me. And she was new. Nobody's ever taught her anything. She said she'd been out in her truck for 4 weeks and ain't nobody taught her nothing. Why is these companies putting drivers in these situations, sending them to little tight shippers and stuff like that, and they not knowing how to back? It blows my mind. That's where people get in trouble, right there, because nobody really wants to help the other driver. And why not help her instead of her backing into your truck and tearing your hood off? Or just like at truck stops, nobody wants to help you. They want to sit in a chair and laugh at you, and they want you to hit something so they can video it or whatever. Nobody wants to help. This used to be a very brotherhood. Trucking used to be a brotherhood. Now it's every man for himself. So help your fellow truck driver out if he needs help. And yes, there is some guys that don't. They're so proud that they don't want help. They are. There is some guys out there that they don't want your help. They're too proud to swallow their pride and say, hey, I need some help. It don't hurt to ask for help. Fellas, and ladies, it don't. Ask for help. It don't hurt. But like I told you, if you like, subscribe to my channel. I'm gonna tell you the dirty truth about trucking. Everybody wants to sugarcoat everything. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. if you don't like cuss words or whatever, don't watch my videos, because yeah, there's going to be some foul language involved. So, but if you like and subscribe, and give me a thumbs up if you think it's good, and if you have any questions, feel free to comment below. Comment and I'll get back with you. I'm not one. I'm here to help you, and tell you my story of what I'm doing. Am I doing everything right? Maybe not. It's right for me. I can't tell you what's right for you. All I can tell you is what I'm doing. And that's the dirty truth, folks. Y'all have a good day, and I'll catch you tomorrow. Later.